things worse. Some of you will get into the federal secretariat in Port Harcourt. You will throw your trash everywhere. Some of you will climb or use the staircase. Some of you will rub your smelling body everywhere. Like you bring out your wrapper, you wipe your hand. Some of you will eat puff, or you put it on the railings, and then you enter. I also heard that those of you who have been using the free bus provided by the River State government have been doing a very good job of spoiling the seats. Absolutely amazing. I can't even understand how you guys do it. But I'm hoping this morning you will tell me so that, we understand what the maintenance problem is. Is it the responsibility of the government to maintain these infrastructure? What role do you as an individual? I didn't ask you what your governor has done. I'm asking you. So who has more role in maintaining infrastructure? Is it you? Or is it the government? After all, I've seen some of you go on Okada, carry 12 or 8-inch rods for building on Okada, and you drag it nicely along the road for 2-3 kilometers because you do not want to do the right thing. Whose fault is it then when the roads go bad, if we are very honest? Ladies and gentlemen, your conversation station.
And now,
those news for tonight, Jen.
My best will not be good enough. Because it's like dropping a drop of water in an ocean. You understand me? Or picking a kilo of rice from the bag. It's not easy. But I believe most of us don't have good maintenance culture. We don't have, and that is why the NOA has to do a lot. The NOA has to do a lot. I'm telling you, because this I don't care character has eaten deep into our body, into our system, into our cells, into our organ, our system, everything has destroyed us. That even during market sanitation, people don't even care. People do just take everything to keep all the blames on the government. It's not good. The thing that if you are even trying to clean up your environment, people would make jest of you. They will make mock of it. They will assume you don't have anything to do with your time and life. So that's why you are doing this kind of thing. But they forget that it is our social responsibility. You like the public bosses.
How that happens? Makes sense. Are you 12?
You, so you can see that we have character problems ourselves. Character problems. So the NOA should do more.
All right. Michael says the NOA. We are looking at Port Harcourt this morning. I walked around yesterday on Saturday. Good.
You believe that if it is private one, we'll take care of it. But if it's government on the leave it is government owned, you can do it anyhow. If it is private owned, instance, government school and private school, go to the environment, you find that the private school are distant. Why the government when it's it's something. So that is different.
All right, so people feel if it's government property, it's not their business. But I've heard that before. But I keep asking myself, if really it's not your business, look, let's be honest. Let's look at some of the homes some of you live in. A few years ago, we got to see on Twitter somebody. So I think it was Agege or one of those slums, right? The person's home was neat. The person even painted the outside. The person, yes, you could. The surrounding looked like was a place of squalor, but the person took time, painted his own part of that, in quotes, trenches, and it trended. The person had a bed of flowers in front of his house. That was him. Whose fault is it that the other people did not do what he did? Whose fault?
Nigeria Info. Right back after this.
Hey, my
mark. All right. So bottom of the hour. It's now 9:30, and you're most welcome to Hello Port Harcourt. The final day for the debate. I beg to differ will come out shortly. Very soon we should have the third place match coming up. It's going to be a sweet later 11 o'clock. Oh my God. Well, more of that later on. Now, let's get back to you and your maintenance culture. Now, we heard from someone in Ahoda who said, well, it's the mentality Nigerians have. Some say, oh, if it's my personal thing, I'll do very well, but when it's government property, people don't take care of it. I would respectfully say that's not very correct. You know why? Because if you look on the streets, right? If you look at people's houses, wherever they are, whether they're in GRA, whether they're at Buloma, Ogunabali, Rumosi, Rukbaku, you are going to find cars that are looking worn. Case in point, if you remember when the River State Task Force was inaugurated by the Yesu Wike administration, they were giving Ford Ranger SUVs, trucks, right? Ford Ranger trucks. In less than a year, a good number of those trucks were looking like they had been to the Zambisa forest. They had fought wars, they had rescued people, they've been used to tow tanks and armed weapons, or armed guerrillas, rather. But they were all in Port Harcourt. The same thing can be said of some of you. Some of you have your vehicles. Let me ask, when was the last time, sir, madam, when was the last time you popped open your bonnet and checked for the level of oil, the water in the receptacle for your windscreen wiper, your steering oil, your hydraulic levels? Heck, when was the last time you checked to see if rats have not eaten the wiring where your battery cable or connections are meant to be? When? Some of you just wake up, boom, are driving off. Those of you who don't have cars, some of you do the same thing. When was the last time you woke up, got out of bed, all right, and decide to check your roof to see, oh man, is it leaking? Or that wind that came down, what did you remove? When was the last time? But, oh, it's government. Look at the cars, look at the trucks, the taxis. You see, one of the fears I have every single day, I'm going into a taxi, or I'm going and I need to enter a taxi. I keep saying, oh God, let this car not smell. Because you get into a taxi, the exhaust fumes are bathing with you. You calm down, somebody hugs you, and the person, because the person is polite, will not tell you, my guy, you just smell like mechanical. Wait till you do. Why? Is it only the government? Zion, speaking to us from GRA. Zion, good morning to you and welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. This poor maintenance culture can be traced back to our cultural heritage.
How, Zion?
It can be traced to our attitudinal problem. It can also be traced down to lack of government policies when it comes to maintenance. Now, our culture. How many of our culture and tradition have we sustained? When last did you see your masquerades being paraded? When last did you observe the real festival of your people? When last did you come out with your native attire? When last did you see all these things? The moonlight tales. When last did you see all these things? So you find that there's an heritage problem. But go to some environment like China. Most Nigerian artists, you call them murals. China, Japan don't joke with these people. They even give them free visa. Come and pay them. Do you know what? To draw culture, mural, their culture and tradition, preserve it for their children. Another issue of I don't care. Look at this flyover that the government, the past administration gave us. I guess they are situated in the community. So who is vandalizing those wire racks and the rest of it. Are there no community leaders? Are there no youth leaders? Have they taken the responsibility? Oh, our community, this project, who protect them? Have they done that? What about the manhole covers we complain about? Few days ago, middle of the night, because somebody was selling thing out, and I called the security guys in our area. Go and trace that person, and lo and behold, they caught this guy. Chiseling the manhole up. You can hear the noise from afar. So I want to ask, am I an indigene of that community? No. But because I live there, my properties are there, I have to take up the responsibility. And I asked a question that morning, who is the community leader? Now, if something happen now, now we be indigene. We are indigene, give us our rights. Properties have been given to us to enjoy. So it has to do with our mindset, attitude. When you have the right attitude, you do the right things. Some of them can't even wash their clothes. They can't wash their pot. They can wear good clothes, come outside, go inside their house, see how dirty their house look.
So,
they can put charcoal everywhere.
So Zion. Now this last bit you just made mention brings us to our question. So who bears the responsibility, more of the responsibility in maintaining this infrastructure? Is it the government or is it the people?
The people.
The
not
people.
The government. Not the government. The leadership from the family, the leadership from the church, the leadership from your community. Leadership. If the leader has no maintenance culture in him, he cannot give a policy. Why don't we have a policy document on maintenance? I challenge any lawmaker, anybody challenge me, show me one document that Nigeria government is far down. It's the acts of the parliament, maintenance policy. And this we are doing. One, from 1960 till date, I challenge anybody, show me one document on maintenance policy.
But we do have, thank you very much, Zach. We do have FEMA, the River State Road Maintenance Agency, and all the rest. We have all those agencies all across the Federation. Yet, I have to say this, and this is, let's be very honest, yet with all the federal government interventions, it is a mystery. You know, one of these days, I think we all need to sit down here on Hello Port Harcourt and ask ourselves, what is the problem with the East-West Road that for 30 plus years, you cannot get that road. I don't think there's ever been a point, right, where people will drive, please correct me if I'm wrong, right, will drive from Lagos straight to Akwa Ibom through this East-West Road without having potholes, bridges, being blocked on one side. I cannot remember. It's over 30 years. What exactly is how difficult is it to maintain that road? And then let's come back to lovely city of Port Harcourt. How difficult is it, ladies and gentlemen, to maintain the things around you now? Haba. Eh? Ibiso is speaking to us from Calabar. Ibiso, good morning. We have Ubong in Woji. But Ibiso, let's get to hear from you. We'll give you a minute, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ibiso.
In those days, where I was, we were living in military barrack.
Oh.
We used to wash the walls. The RSM will come and inspect every building. So everybody come out and everything is going neat. Hey, youth, let me tell you one thing. Now we are government and the people. I went to the State Assembly of recent. Youth, inside, when rain fall, I just see different maps in the Assembly chamber. And not, if the Assembly say, okay, if you go to you see it. Yeah, you see the water, the wood there is rust. And the water is staining everywhere in the Hallowed Chamber.
The Hallowed Chamber.
I was surprised.
Interesting.
So now, what Zion, Mr. Zion say is the truth. Because different, human beings feel when they are doing damaging things, they are doing the person. You are doing yourself because You yourself cannot maintain yourself.
You cannot maintain yourself. So who bears more responsibility? The government or the people?
I use assembly as an example. This is a personal property. It's a government property. Look at how the place is. In the allo chamber inside, it's a white paint. So when you see the map inside their allo chamber,
The map.
it be so good for them.
Oh, that was so bad for Oji. But wait a minute. Okay, fine. So Ibiso's not going to paint the place for them, right? So that's the hallowed chamber. But, if they're going to maintain it properly, wouldn't it be you Nigerians who will raise up your arms and your voices? How can you be spending 2 billion to paint hallowed chamber? Corruption. But what if, and wait, I'm not saying, let's be honest now, I'm not saying that some of the projects as regarding maintenance of certain structures, don't cost a lot of money. But the question is it done properly? Robin is in the chair. Robin, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Jude, my brother.
Good morning.
Happy working day ahead.
All right, we're already starting on the road.
Yes, thank you. Jude, for me, straight blank, government is responsible. How do I mean? Government is the body that every one of us submitted our sovereignty for them to give direction in terms of policy and everything that has to do with Nigerian state and its subnationals. Am I right?
Okay, we follow the argument.
Good. Jude, have you watched the Nigerian national television called NTA? Look at the adverts they place there. What you see is the tower in Paris, the clock in London. Jude, you're coming from airport, international airport, Omagwa. Can you tell me anything within that roundabout there that helps a visitor, a first timer to River State? That airport is perfect.
I see what you mean.
Nothing. The only thing you see around there is billboards of photographs of either the governor or any of those adverts. In the River State, the headquarters of culture in this part of the world, nothing. They drive through the streets from there to Birikore. What tells you you are in River State Garden City? What you see between the median is forest. You cannot see the person driving on that side of the road. It's the government. With the Ministry of Culture and Tourism here, Cameroon was introduced by a particular government. The previous government came, killed it. Was telling us how long did you see masquerade and all the rest. It's a sorry situation. We have a commissioner for culture, we have a commissioner for environment, we have a commissioner for for environment. Did you hear them speak any deal that had to do with those areas that they are responsible? No. They are being in office between their house and the government house. It's a sorry state, the kind of government we run in this part of the world. Robin Maja, the farmer.
Okay, so he's saying it's all on the government. Now let's get to read some of your comments now, and let's get to social media, Facebook and X at Nigeria Info, PH at Nigeria Info. PH is where you will find us at Nigeria Info, PH at Nigeria Info, PH, Facebook and X. That's Twitter. Yeah, just so you know, it's formerly Twitter, but but X. Okay, so all right, cool. All right, let's read this one. All right, this one here says, "Good morning, Jude. The society has failed due to lack of political will." Akikwe Lebari says, "It is the responsibility of government. What is the function of my taxes? What is the function of my taxes?" Lebari, I have to agree with you. What exactly is the function of our taxes? We have a big taxation problem in this country, right? Where, a good number of you don't pay taxes. Whether you have a business or you earn salary, a good number of people, in all honesty, don't pay taxes. But I like to say this. I believe that everybody in this country pays tax, either formally or informally. That's my belief. Everybody. Now, if you look at the informal sector, and maybe if you say maybe directly or indirectly, depends on the nomenclature you want to use, right? When I go to the park and I want to pay my bus fare to virtually any place in this country, particularly if I'm going within the city, right? I'm very sure that if there were no louts or agberos, like we like to call them, who are in unions, right, who are collecting monies from these taxi drivers, I would not be paying 200 or 250 naira or 300 naira from Rumokoro to Choba. I shouldn't be paying that. That's a form of taxation. I shouldn't. And you have to see points with Lebari. So the taxes that he pays, the taxes that some of you pay, let's be honest, where do we see it go to? Care of all government infrastructure up to date. We don't care about the government doing it for us. Interesting. You don't care. You take very good care. It's your respect. It should be seen as such, if I'm honest, like a PPP, public-private partnership scheme. Ken is in Ubumini. Ken, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, Mr. Ken.
Jude, I don't know if you can remember when the military was in charge.
I heard that story.
Yes.
Was it really true?
That was when I was in Port Harcourt.
Really? So that really happened?
That period, you need to see how Port Harcourt was, especially the Diop Aziz.
Wow.
You don't dare stand anybody's wall because every house, all the government instructed all the landlords, otherwise they will face the rot.
Wow.
So they painted all buildings, planted flower, beautiful, beautiful flower. You need to enter any of the streets and see how beautiful Port Harcourt was then. So when we are talking about maintenance, if the government, see, we are Nigerians. I don't know if it is continental something. We live in, let me not use a nasty word, but control manners. You see, so if the government should be instructing people, groups, and whatever people that are in charge of any public things, I believe that all they have for us will be maintained and sustained.
All right, Ken.
Because when we talk about government is supposed to do this, government is supposed to do that. After erecting the building or whatever structure, without giving any drastic measure to whom or those that will destroy, that their time wasted and tax paid infrastructure in any state or local government, they will say that it is government property. Therefore, let it waste like that or vandalized. So I blame the government for not putting eyes for what they leave for the state. Thank you very much.
Ken says he blames the government, making a reference to the order. I did hear of that. You know, I was pretty young then. I've not thought about this, in all honesty, in a very long time. Okay, now, the fact that I heard it doesn't mean it's true. So for the sake of clarity, and for those of you who are old enough, who have spent at least 30 plus years in Port Harcourt, all right, in River State, please, can you corroborate the comment by Ken from Ubumini, all right, so that I don't be seen to be misleading, because I like I said, I remember hearing it, but obviously I was